All right, let's jump right in. We're about to talk about something huge, a problem that's often completely invisible but is secretly draining the life out of your business. I'm talking about the hidden cost when all your company's conversations are just scattered everywhere. But first, I want you to think about something. Just imagine for a second, what if your communication had a memory? Seriously, what if it could actually remember every promise made, track every potential risk, and understand the entire history of a relationship from day one?
Now, to really get why that question is such a game changer, we have to look at the problem head on. It's what we call the fragmentation problem, and pretty much every single business out there is dealing with it.
You know, it all boils down to one simple truth. Every single meaningful decision you make, it starts as a conversation. Every deal, every project, every big move, it all starts with people talking.
So, where are these critical conversations happening? Well, part of it's in a Slack thread, then it jumps over to an email chain. And oh yeah, some key details pop up on a sales call, maybe get buried in some meeting notes. See the problem? Each one is its own little island, totally disconnected from everything else.
And that, right there, is the core problem. Because everything's siloed, the context is just shattered. Think about it. Your shiny new AI tools, they can draft a message, sure, but they're basically clueless. They have no idea what promise you made last quarter, or that a new risk just popped up, or that your main contact has gone completely silent. What you're losing here is the most valuable data your company has.
Look, this isn't just some minor annoyance. This is a massive C-suite level risk. It creates dangerous blind spots for your top leaders, the people who are supposed to be steering the ship. And this fragmentation, it creates two huge problems, one for revenue and one for tech. If you're the CRO, you're flying blind. Promises get dropped left and right because nobody has the full story. And if you're the CTO, you've got a whole different nightmare. You're trying to control risk and security in this chaotic mess of disconnected AI tools with absolutely no governance. It's a recipe for disaster.
So the big question is, how do you fix something so fundamental? The answer isn't another app you have to log into. It's a completely new kind of foundational layer. Let's talk about what's called context fabric.
The key word to hang on to here is substrate. Just think of it like a smart layer that lives underneath the tools your team already uses every day. M365, Slack, you name it. It's not trying to replace anything. Instead, it's working silently in the background, constantly weaving together the complete story from every conversation, all while sticking to the strict rules and policies you set.
And this next part is absolutely crucial, especially for any CTO listening. This is not one of those let's just flip a switch and pray kind of solutions. No way. The rollout is incredibly deliberate, it's controlled, and it is built on a rock-solid foundation of governance from the get-go.
It all happens in 3 clear, manageable stages. We're talking baseline, then assist, then execute. And this careful progression is designed specifically so you stay in the driver's seat. You build trust in the system before you even think about handing over an ounce of control. Okay, so stage 1 is baseline. The whole point here is simple: clarity. The system creates what you could call ambient recall for your teams. Every single thread, every meeting, every little signal, it all gets pulled together into one structured view. And notice, this is that governance-first model in action. There's zero automation happening here, no AI writing things for you. It's just about creating that single source of truth.
All right, once that foundation of pure clarity is solid, then you can move on to stage 2, assist. And this is where things get really interesting. Because the system finally has the full context, it can start to give you truly intelligent insights. It can actually see when a promise is starting to slip. It can detect a change in sentiment and flag a risk you might have missed. It can even help draft messages for you. But, and this is key, these aren't just generic robot responses. They are grounded in the real history of that specific relationship. And then, finally, and only if you decide you're ready, you move to stage 3, execute. Now, this is where automation can kick in, but think of it as automation with guardrails. The system can do things like send follow-ups or update your CRM notes automatically. But, and this is a big but, every single action requires your team's approval and is tracked in a complete audit trail, so you get all the efficiency without ever giving up control. Okay, so let's tie this all together. What's the bottom line? What does this super deliberate governance-first approach actually do for the CRO and the CTO who were dealing with all that risk and chaos we talked about? This is the payoff. For the CRO, that feeling of flying blind, it's gone. You get real, actual revenue clarity. Commitments stop falling through the cracks, and your performance becomes way more predictable. And for the CTO, you get the one thing you need most: total governance. You can finally roll out powerful AI in a controlled, secure way, with workflows that are completely audited and can stand up to any scrutiny. So at the end of the day, the most important thing to remember is this: we are not talking about just another AI chatbot or some little productivity widget. This is a fundamental shift in how we think about communication. It's a communication substrate. And what it does is make every single conversation your business has coherent, intelligent, and, for the very first time, truly memorable.